I would like to begin by mentioning the last topic he brought up, that laws have been against euthanasia for a while. The laws may have been, but the public may not. Like I said before, it comes and goes, fluctuates, whether the public is in favor and whether it's not. In 2000, the Death with Dignity Act was proposed to Maine, and it was defeated with a margin of 51 to 49%. So as you can see, it's getting closer and closer from the statistic I mentioned earlier, when in, I think it was in 94, it didn't pass in California. Earlier my opponent said the dead have no rights, which is true, and he's suggesting that having the right to die, he dismissed the claim that people do not have the right to die. What we're arguing is that people can, if they have the option to choose how they die, then that is their right. He's right, the dead have no rights, but the people living do. They, if they have the option to live, to choose euthanasia, it is their personal choice. And he also mentioned that there are more people euthanasia affects more than the person that's terminally ill. It also affects their loved ones and their family around them. He's right, but on the same note, their loved ones have to respect the wishes of the terminally ill. And as we mentioned before, the definition of euthanasia, or the systematic way in Oregon that euthanasia is proposed, is that they are terminally ill and have been, they have 6 months to live. My opponent mentioned that euthanasia goes against nature, and that taking someone's life before it is their time, it goes against religion and many things. As far as religion in the medical field, like my partner mentioned, it doesn't really have a bearing. Most forms of birth control are against many religions. So you can't really apply that argument to euthanasia if other things that are widely accepted, such as birth control are already challenge religion in the medical field. My other opponent said that euthanasia needed to be ethically sound on both the patient's part and the doctor's part. In the U.S. Congress bill that says that's the patient's self-determination, it gives the patient the right to demand or refuse treatment. So neglecting his wishes, his or her wishes, would be refusing a service. The Oregon system makes it so that if someone is pursuing euthanasia, they have to give 2 verbal requests, a written request, and they have to wait 15 days before the actual procedure is taking place. So as you can see, it's very systematic. They try to avoid any abuse, and it's not just a signature, as my opponent suggested, when he said an old man could just sign away his life and not was it his choice to begin with. So it's a very systematic way, and as my opponent said earlier, in the Netherlands, they have to be persistently asking for it. So it's not a dismissible thing, and it's not something that can happen on accident. The patient that's terminally ill must be pursuing it and must be asking for it repeatedly.